Hi, my name's Brian Tucker. I'm a member here at First Baptist Harvester, and I just want to share an experience with all of you. It was about the time period here recently where I found out that I have a form of cancer. I had been going to the doctor for some back pain and shoulder pain, and even the doctor didn't think it was much of an issue, but I kind of kept pushing him to do some tests. And finally, he did some tests, and my wife, Carol, she was actually out of town when he was doing these tests. And so I was going to these tests a little bit, on my own, thinking I didn't have a problem here. And I got a call from the doctor's office on a Wednesday evening, and the nurse basically said the doctor would like you to come in the office to review your test results. And, I'm thinking to myself, well, this can't be good at all. The doctor basically came in and told me he thought that I had a form of cancer called multiple myeloma. It was, a little bit gut-wrenching. She, being the best wife in the world, immediately got on a plane to fly back from California to be with me as we went through other tests. And we had some hope at that time because the doctor was continuing to do tests because he wasn't sure exactly what it was. They did some further testing and they found out it wasn't multiple myeloma. The words the doctors started using were baffled and perplexed. So we had hope in that. And it actually came with one of the last tests the doctor did. It's called a PET scan. And the doctor called and actually said he wanted me to come pick up the results of the PET scan because we were planning to go out of town. He shared with me a little over the phone, and actually when I got those test results and read the report said I had lesions on my bones and they were too many to count. And that was like just being hit in the stomach as hard, as you could be hit. It was a devastating blow to me. I knew at that time that this isn't a battle I can win anymore. This has to rest in God's hands. Like I said, I just found out, got confirmation that I had cancer, and it was very upsetting. They still didn't know what kind of cancer. There are times when, basically when I'm alone with my thoughts, that I would start, I don't know if I necessarily blamed God, but I do know I blamed myself. How could I have been a better husband? How could I have been a better father to my kids? How could I've been a better friend and Christian? And I kind of basically broke down. It was very upsetting to me. But in those times, I realized God's still in control. And I had to have somebody like my wife there to walk along my side, beside me. We had a lot of outpouring of love from friends and family. Like I mentioned, we're in a life group here. We're in a Sunday school class group here. Once we shared with my family, I've got prayers of hundreds of people, from across the nation that I can literally feel. One of our friends down in Titusville, Florida, where we were from, suggested that you need to go get your church elders to pray for you. And so we called up here, and that was one of the most powerful experiences I felt like I had, is our church leadership standing behind me, because it's more than a physical battle, it's a spiritual battle. And I can't tell you from on a day-to-day basis how much prayer has sustained me. When I start feeling low, I know that those prayers are out there to lift me up. And that's been one of the most exciting things. And one of the things I kind of joke about to myself is, well, Satan, if you picked the wrong fight, buddy. I mean, this is going to be covered by prayer. I may not win the physical battle, but the spiritual battle is already won. And I have faith that I'm going to win the physical battle too. God tells us we can ask for more time. And I feel like I'm on earth to accomplish some things that he still wants me to accomplish. So in faith, I'm asking him to give me that time. We've just started going through our chemotherapy. One of the things that has been helpful to me as a man is, my wife has been through this already. She was diagnosed with breast cancer a couple of years back. She's just a true warrior. inspirational to me. One of the other things that I'm doing a lot more of is spending time in prayer with Him. God has a purpose in all of this. I don't know what it's going to be. We haven't had a lot of dialogue with the doctors on times and how much time is left, and I think that's good because I've got all the time that my Creator wants me to have, and I'm not going to argue with that. Like I said, I'm going to ask Him to give me as much time as He desires me to have on this earth, to accomplish the mission that He's given to me. And I'm asking Him, Lord, direct me in that mission, whatever it needs to be. One of the things that I do know, I'm in the fight of my life. This is a battle for my life. It's not a battle for my spiritual life, because God has taken care of that. I mean, with Jesus dying on the cross, raised from the dead, that victory's there. I know that. And I'm content in that. I am in a battle for my physical life. But that's just such a small thing. God has that all in control, and no matter what happens, I'm His forever.